Okay, so I want to show you something. Do you see it? No? Okay, let me try this. Now do you see it? Yes, that's Growbold. That's my font. This game had the balls to steal my font and use it in their game, and it's not even just this game. Ever since I started using it, everybody's using Growbold now. iDubbbz is using it, Dexter Swede is using it, the Mr. Bean Facebook page is using it, even Felicify is fucking using it, and if Felicify is using it, you know it's shit. So fuck you, Felicify, fuck you, Mr. Bean, and fuck you, Infinite Minigolf. I saw it first, it's mine, you ruined it! Okay, jokes aside, except for Felicify, who the less said about him the better, let's talk about a minigolf game. What? I like minigolf games. There's something so inherently satisfying about sinking the perfect putt, so when I saw Infinite Minigolf on the Nintendo eShop, I caved in. I'm a sucker for these stupid games. Infinite Minigolf is the latest effort from Zen Studios, yes, that Zen Studios, and is available for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and on PC via Steam. In it, well, what do you expect? You grab a putter and you smack the ball into a little hole. If you had a family that loved you as a child, you probably played this in real life at some point. Ball physics here are nice and easy to grasp, probably a side effect of having developed pinball games for so long. My only gripe with the gameplay is how you putt. It's extremely simple for better or worse. You take aim with the left stick, which is fine, but when you're ready to putt, you pull the right stick down and let go. How far you pulled the stick determines how powerful your shot is. I get that they're trying to emulate the motion of putting here, but it's just a little too finicky for my liking. Even after fiddling with the sensitivity for a good while, I never found a setting where I was comfortable with it, which is a shame because for me at least, it detracts from a mostly solid minigolf game with quite a lot of replayability. The big draw here is the course editor, which lets you make your own holes in a surprisingly robust editor that takes only a few minutes to get used to. It's not as complex as something as, say, Project Spark, which featured terrain deformation and complex coding mechanisms, but it doesn't need to be. From the levels I've played, I've already seen some people turn the editor on its head and use it in unintended ways to create some really creative courses. Though it is a shame we can't download levels to play offline, which would have been perfect considering the Switch's portable nature. Of course, as is the nature of a game that focuses on user-created content, some of it is excellent, but a lot of it is either highly experimental and unenjoyable, or just flat out lazy. I can't count how many courses I got where all I had to do to get a hole-in-one was pull the right stick back all the way. It's a small price to pay for a huge amount of levels though, and what's even better, if you make a level on one console, it's available to play across all platforms, which is something I wish more games with level editors did. Looking at you, Trackmania Turbo. I ended up publishing a level that was stupid, sadistic, frustrating, and ended up getting an angry react from some unprepared player. Of course, there's only one thing that I could name it. I don't like Chang! What? There's a character limit. You can also customize your character with a modest selection of clothes, hairstyles, balls, and putters. Purchasing them is a little weird, however. You don't earn one singular currency, but a separate currency for each different type of clothing. So finishing a tournament or beating a world record might get you some pants points, while that shirt you've been saving up for is still out of reach. As you complete challenges, you earn coins as well, which can be used to purchase card packs that give you more clothes points. This whole currency system smacks of a free-to-play model, so I wouldn't be surprised if Infinite Minigolf started out as a free-to-play game before switching to a standard pricing model. As someone who can't stand free-to-play games, I can't say I'm not happy about this decision, but I think maybe they should have changed up the currency system to better suit the game's traditional price tag. It's not that big of a deal in the end, but you know. Other than that, there's a whole bunch of modes to keep you entertained for a good while. You can play through the game's tournament mode, which pits you against 3 AI players on pre-built courses, of which there's around 100, I think, or jump straight into quick play, which pulls levels from the internet and throws them at you infinitely until you quit. There's also options for local play and online play, neither of which I tested because I don't think any of my friends like golf games and I was too embarrassed to tell them I'd spent 20 bucks on one, or because no one is fucking playing this game apparently, at least not on Switch. For PC and PS4 owners, VR is supported and apparently works quite well. For everyone else, the game still looks and plays fine at 1080p and 30 FPS. Mostly fine anyway. I mean, the little victory dances your character does is Dota card game levels of embarrassing, especially if you're a girl. I don't have any sort of feminist agenda or anything, but why is every second female character in video games these days obsessed with taking selfies? Again, no agenda, I'm just legitimately curious. If you're into realistic golf games, be aware that Infinite Minigolf is a very arcade-like experience with a scoring system that rewards you for rebounds and collecting gems, as well as power-ups that give you a burst of speed, make you jump, and allow you to remotely control your ball. If you can get around this and play the game for what it is, I think you'll find it very enjoyable with thousands of levels to keep you entertained for a good while. I find myself playing it for half an hour while I lay in bed before I go to sleep, much like I do with Miitopia. It's one of those games that you can just pick up and play for a bit, and it suits the Switch's portable lifestyle very well. If we can get a few more level themes and an option to not use the right stick to putt, then I think we'll be golden. Seriously though, that's my friggin' font. You better change it, motherfucker.